Hi everyone. I apologize, it's been a while since my last video post. I've been super busy over the last few months, but I promise to make a better effort with posting more video posts on Xcelsius tips and tricks. Anyhow, recently for one of my clients, there was a requirement to synchronize the selection and hovering of multiple scorecard components. It was mandatory that the scorecard components need to look like they were separated. For example, we would have 3 data areas like this. And if, let's say, our middle scorecard had the first row selected, the other left and right scorecards would also have their first row highlighted. One easy way to accomplish this is to have column separators, as shown here, and to fill those column separators with a rectangle. Now the tough part with this is if we have a gradient background, it's hard to match the colors. So something like this looks a little bit cosmetically unpleasing. Now the way to solve this is shown here. Okay, so first we'll start off with our same data set. And we'll have our 3 scorecard components separated. Now with these 3 scorecard components, it's important that when you go into the properties, to make sure that column sorting is unchecked and selectable items are also unchecked. Also, you'll want to ignore end cells that are blank. And for our text, it's important to make sure that we take note of the font and make sure that the font is the same for all the row labels. So in this case, we have Verdana 13. Now our next step is to stretch the height to the maximum height that we think is possible. So let's take an arbitrary number. Let's take 10 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. So the reason why we have to stretch the rows to our max possible length is that it's not possible to dynamically control the height of our scorecards. So even if there aren't rows, it won't automatically shrink. Okay, so the next step now is to overlay our charts with a list box selector. And we'll need to make sure that our list box selector starts right after the header, and the height will be the same height as the charts. I mean the scorecard components. Now the labels that we bind will be the max available rows, and the type of text that is going to show up, we want something that's really small and that's hard to see. So here I've chosen the period, and the period will only show up if a row exists. So we have an if statement here that says if, for example, A5 equals blank, then blank, otherwise show the period. So all the rows afterwards that have no data in the rows would have a blank. Okay, the next step is to make sure the labels are the same. That way, the row height for each of the selectable list box items will be exactly the same as the row height for each of the scorecard components. So if you recall, we were using Verdana 13. Finally, you'll want to go to your layout and set your transparency to about 75%. Now let's do a preview. As you can see, our tables are synchronized. However, it's kind of ugly that we have so much white blank row space here, and we can kind of see these dots at the end. So here's how to fix that problem. Let's get a canvas container, and let's make this canvas container take up about 3 rows. It's important that with the canvas container, you turn the horizontal scroll bar off, and let's turn the vertical scroll bar on. And you can see the scroll bar actually blocks the periods, so that's actually a good thing. And when you're done with that, let's drag all of our components inside the canvas container and preview. There you go. We get all the synchronization with our tables without all of the empty white space on the bottom. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel and blog for more Xcelsius tips and tricks.